I walked into Motor Runner's throne room, and the bitch immediately got up and started walking away. I set Cook on fire and used his body to light my blunt. I don't need to sprint, Jit. I don't run from nobody. Ops run from me because they know I'm him. I steal from the Silver Rush daily. They too stupid to check the closet. We be smoking straight Repcon nuclear isotope gas, grinding up Zaza greener than Jason Bright's ass cheeks. A Deathclaw tried to jump me on I-15. Next thing it knew, it was helping Repcon restart their space program. The Legion vilifies me because they know Caesar will never be him. The NCR vilifies me because I am him. Dr. Usanagi asked me if I wanted some implants. I told her I didn't need them because I'm already him. I'm Dr. Hemry. I'll physically remove an op's brain with such surgical precision that they'll think the Enclave did it. Shit, I'm out of fucking mentats. Brotherhood Paladin tried to sucker punch me with a power fist. They still haven't found all his fingers. Rose of Sharon Cassidy wrote me Cowgirl. Pussy's so good I shot so much plasma that it killed everyone in the Silver Rush. The NCR sent some mercenaries to Jacobstown, so the mutants sent me. They heard the screams from inside the Enclave Remnant's bunker. I'm like God. I got that dog in me. You just gotta say the word and I'll let him out. Shit ain't nothing to me. Legion infiltrators, super deluxe gecko turds, got me irradiated like a searchlight trooper. Eldorado fire ant nectar got me straight to fucking. I be snorting that Legion healing powder through a gold straw I made from Legate Lanius's armor. Shit ain't nothing to me, man. I told Raoul to call me Dr. Gonzo. I'm a fucking freakazoid, too rare to live, too weird to die. I'm fucking depraved, like a man in the throes of an ether binge. I'm wanted from here to Reading because I just make too much money. Say profligate again, you Roman fuckboy. I'll curb stomp you, you little shit. Legion ain't shit. I crucify people just for forgetting I'm him. I got so much money that my pit boys stopped counting it. Fuck! I need a tat. I don't even like money. I just barter that good. I don't deal with pushers no more. The last time I fronted someone a brick, I had to chase him to New Vegas. I had Caesar nail him to a cross when I finally caught his ass. Caesar thought I blew up House's bunker. That was just the sound of a 12-gauge slug colliding with Wolpe's and Colta's occipital plate. I'm riding robo-scorpions around Big Mountain, shooting cazadors with my LAER till it breaks, 'cause I need something to spend all these caps on. Ah! Why do I still have so much money? Fuck! Call me Masa Fabish, 'cause this Wesipe crack house super stem slime straight up fucking cut my tongue out. I'm drinking that hard air, gulping that homebrew radioactive distillate lottery boobs. Pass me another 40, Jit. I got that giant Manus hydrochronic loud growing in Vault 22. Shit's so good it'll have pod people trying to menace you while you're picking the flowers. Snipe squirted and filled the Grand Canyon to the brim in a long, thin, contiguous stream of pussy juice. I put on the Mark II stealth suit and the goddamn thing immediately got soaking wet. Repcon Psycho got me feeling feral. I'm waving my arms like a zombie, biting at bloat flies and trying to slapbox with ghosts. I don't need a bank account, Jit. I'll murk an op if he thinks he can steal from me. I'm a mushroom cloud-laying motherfucker turning ops into pulp fiction. This shit ain't nothing to me. Vault 21 Snipe got me bricked up. Just thinking about her makes me hard enough to fuck a hole in a vault door. There's not a single place in New Vegas that can afford me as a customer. I have too many caps. I started loading caps into shotgun shells because I still can't get rid of them. I just keep finding them. Legion Centurions pray to me. NCR Rangers pray I'll never show up. Bitches pray I'll fuck them. I don't want the pussy unless it makes my Geiger counter start screaming like it's been nailed to a fucking cross. I stole a rocket from Repcon because I wanted some good moon rocks. I got so much money, I be using NCR dollars for rolling papers. I literally have too much money. I do not even know what else to do with it. I don't even know where it keeps coming from. I just keep getting more money. We can't stop here. This is Cazador country. I be throwing hands like Veronica. I'll punch an op so hard, his head will explode from the air rushing by my glove. I'm blowing smoke signals like a Legion scout trying to call for backup, slime. I use so many chems every day that the Great Khans had to stop selling them to me. Now, they're the ones with a fucking problem. Benny thought if he put a hole in my head, I'd forget that I was him. The only thing I forgot was how to quit making so much money. Please, tell me how to quit. I'll kill an op and let the rad roaches take him, because I could be fucked to do it myself. Dr. Dela, a real formographer, got me feeling robosexual. I peeled op's skin like a marked man and tied him to the bumper of my Corvega so that people know to get the fuck out of there if they see the blood trail. I'm fucking ruthless, Jit. Look at this shit. I'm all to hell on them wild wasteland holy hand grenades right now. Test me, I'll fucking kill you. Securitrons didn't ask me for a credit check to get onto the strip because they checked my Cuban links as soon as I walked into Freeside. I'm a cyber dog. I'm biting the fart bubbles in the biomed gel. I'm a think tank. My brain be saturated in that Fentium slime, giving me that peak Dr. Mobius brain rot. Jacobstown Jumbo Peanuts had me looking like Lily, blue in the face and forgetting who I was for a month. The king kneels to me cause even a king knows a god when he sees him. Shoddy built like a Protectron, but we still fucking. You call me Fisto Snipe? I'm fucking nefarious, crucifying ops like it's fucking hilarious. Render unto Courier Jit before I decimate your ass. My genetic material has been disseminated throughout the Mojave, and I still ain't done fucking. I told Dr. Zero to put a slash in his name, cause I'm always slashing. I will utterly vivisect a motherfucker at a moment's notice. Bitch be clinging to these nuts like a rad roach, gripping my sack with her gaping mandibles like it's got tomorrow's caravan luncheon. Bitches love this dick. I'm popping Blue Moon, smoking rats for the pack, 'cause I don't know when to fucking quit. Call me fucking Sinatra, snipe. I keep my Glock plasma defender at Fortification Hill. Caesar knows not to fuck with it. They kicked me out of the Thorn because I pulled my cock out during an arena fight. I can't help that it scared the Deathclaws. I paid for the fucking ticket. I'm the courier, snipe. I be moving mud bricks all over the Mojave. Someone tell the Crimson Caravan that they fucking suck. Let 'em come. I'll murk an op so hard that it'll make the Great War look like a powder charge. Shit ain't nothing to me, man. I'm not testing a fat man in my garage. That's just the sound of my subwoofer, you stupid fuck. House told me he was looking for an operative, a real agent commando. I copped some Chinese stealth armor and downed some cat-eye on the way in. Ni hao, you little jit. I will seriously fucking die if I don't start crunching tats. I'm not a follower of the apocalypse, slime. The apocalypse follows me, slime. Pass me a 40. My Vault 13 canteen needs a refill. I got brain damage and still make more sense than Ulysses. You can't make this shit up. Doc Mitchell said he heard barking when he was patching that hole in my head. That was the dog in me trying to escape. Cerulean Robotics Cyberzaw got me assuming the position and speaking in Robco Termlink protocol. I turned Dr. Boros into a bong and ripped that fucker so hard that it blew the top right off a Big Empty. This riot shotgun will have an op ground, cooked, and cannibalized at the Ultralux before he can check the diamonds on my wristwatch. Mentas. War never changes, but I'm always gonna be him. I'm big and green, the fuck you mean? I'm a meta-human, slime. I got this intercontinental ballistic meat, snipe. Gonna make that pussy an uninhabitable wasteland for the foreseeable future. Ah! The tunnelers are back! Me and Joshua Graham out here blowing the Lord's bubbles 'cause we can't expect God to do all the work. I'm a charismatic master. I'm a 10. I got that speech legendary. I say the word and Lanius murks himself. I don't need to fight. I just open my mouth and Op knows I'm him. People say they saw the devil walking the Mojave, invisible like a nightkin and fast like a deathclaw, fucking everything that walks. I wouldn't know. I blacked out and just woke up 2 days ago. I built an empire from sand on this brick. I be a sneering imperialist, licking spice on the sand dunes and doming fiends when the mood hits me. Bow down, you filthy animal. I'm an NCR Ranger slaying snipe with my anti-material rifle. I popped a power load and racked my slide into it. Bitch started moaning like she'd been shot when I put the tip in. They call me No Bark. That dog in me just goes straight to fucking and does nothing else. I'm a cannibal, popping level 4 perks. Fuck it, I ate the op. Shit ain't nothing to me, man.